used up all of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You got designer shades just to hide your faces. You wear them around like you're cooler than me. And you never say hey or remember my name. It's probably cause you think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me. But you song, but you song. Probably cause, probably cause you but you song, but you song. Probably cause, probably cause. If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would already have you up under my arm. I used up all of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You got designer shades just to hide your faces. You wear them around like you're cooler than me. And you never say hey or remember my name. It's probably cause you think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me. But you song, but you song. Probably cause, probably cause you but you song, but you song. Probably cause, probably cause you think you're cooler than me.
My face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. I'm slowly drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting away, and it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the street. I'm slowly drifting away, pulling against it, pulling against it. Away, pulling against it, pulling against it. Away, pulling against it, pulling against it. Away, pulling against it.
Now they wanting to get it, now they wanting to visit. Cause they watching the rigid. See me getting the cheddar, see me sprinkle the pepper. Pan it right with my view and leading and trending, whatever. Feel it, determine how I go kill it. Highest they can get, feel it. X amount to exhibit, I'm winning in different avenues. Trippy my revenue, don't see me ever lose. I jump hurdles like kangaroos.
Don't wake up when it's too late. They might think that you hate me. I'ma get it in while you wait. Better late than never. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake up, dog. Yeah, just a wake up call. Every other day I'm getting cake right, y'all. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake up, dog. Yeah, get your face bust, dog. Your bitch with me now tryna get face fucked, dog.
Picture perfect, now that they know I'm worth it. Before they hate it, now they say I deserve it. Back the beef, showing them how I bring it. At the beach, sipping on something different. Swimming in money they said I'll never earn. Kicked out of school, they said I'll never learn. Now I learn to make it count. Multiply the vision and making a high amount, bitch.
Yeah, in a big body swerving. No suburban, business is a Bentley. Pussy do not tempt me. Yeah, cause the chopper get the buzz and have a nigga looking like Ricky. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake up, dog. Yeah, just a wake up call. Every other day I'm getting cake right, y'all. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake up, dog. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need.
Welcome to Watkins Glen, everybody. We are here for the opening round of Motive Racing's GTE Championship. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic event. Despite the coronavirus trying to bring everything in the world to a standstill, we have managed to get our visas to the USA and taking part in this fantastic event here. And currently we're riding with HGM Elite. Watkins Glen was home to the F1 US Grand Prix for 20 years between 1961 and 1980. It's nicknamed the Glen. It's known as the Mecca of North American road racing. Lots of very, very big events have happened here, like the NASCAR, IndyCar and sports car events over the years. It's 3.4 miles long, 11 turns, a tight twisty track, but with plenty of high speed sections as well. And we're really looking forward to a great night of action. Seb, how are we doing this evening? Absolutely, I think it's a testament to the work we've put in behind the scenes today, you know, and it's all come out really nice.
Oh shoot, my microphone was off. Well, I mean, I was off, but apparently, okay, so what I said was, you know, it's great, we're using OBS for the first time. It couldn't be, well, I mean, it could be now to a better start. I could have had my mic on, but other than that, you know, we're doing great. And I cannot wait to see what's happening. We're really trying to improve, and this is a revolution as it is right now. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen.
Currently riding with HGM Elite. He was the winner in the sprint race for our GT5 Championship on Friday evening, which started it off. That was the beginning of motive racing as we know it. And I was unfortunately unable to make the feature race. He had to drop off and take off after that one. Made a great performance in that one, took pole position in the last knockings of our qualifying session, and then really delivered in the sprint races. The guy who started alongside him, Smithy, on the front row, dropped off and ended up winning the feature race. So here is Smithy, who had a great performance in the feature on Friday, and pitted very early. Strategic calls definitely won out in that particular instance, and looks like he's got some traffic behind him here. I'm not sure who that is. Well, I'd say it's two guys just probably going absolutely as far as they can go at the moment, so I don't think either of these ones hot laps in the front of one at the moment. So there shouldn't be any moving out of the way or anything like that at this stage, as we see. But it's be interesting to see if these guys start trying to fight each other, start trying to dice, especially in the early stages of qualifying. I'm sure that they won't be wanting to get their cars damaged or do any hijinks too early on. But
Yeah, I don't know who the Ford is. We know at least that one of them is Smithy, but we know that the championship is really on the line here for the GTEs, and not only that, but also we can see how much of an issue this is going to be for both of them. Both of them really want to be in the first place as much, you know, as they want to be as high up as they can. But that said, they're making life pretty hard for each other at the moment, whoever the Ford is and Smithy. Let's talk a little bit about TTV. If is that HAM? Yeah, it is HAM. But let's talk a little bit about TTV. We've talked about them already, about the test. If people haven't really watched the test, no harm done. We've been testing a little bit the water, seeing what happens with OBS, and let's talk about him for a little bit, because now we're happy to have him here in Motive Racing. But damn, was that a a lot of pressure on a kid that we put. A lot of leagues didn't really want him. Unfortunately, we love TTV as much as you do, but he used to be a little bit cheeky. He said he learned, and he really showed that in the GT5s last Friday.
Absolutely, he had an amazing battle with DJ Phil Creek. It was over, I think, 11th place or 12th place in that one, and they were going side by side to about 4 or 5 corners in a row around Brands Hatch. And as anyone who's driven Brands Hatch will know, some of those corners in the middle sector, it's almost impossible to go side by side. Those guys were having an incredible battle, and you saw the heart that they had over 11th and 12th place. It really was inspiring, and hopefully we can have something similar in this one. Hopefully TTV can keep up this rich vein of form that we see him in, and we see him a little bit of a slide there coming through the chicane, but he's definitely most improved driver of this week here at Motorsport Racing for sure.
Oliver Marseille says, let's go, man. And JR, in the meantime, I'm looking here at the chat because I have my PC and OBS next to me. Trust me when I tell you this, I know you can't watch it, but trust me when I tell you that it looks so much better, even from a production standpoint. In the meantime, Oliver Marseille says, let's go, man. And JR Sim Racing is complimenting on the changes that we made in the chat, because luckily we had a test and that test worked great until it didn't, unfortunately. But these things tend to happen. In the meantime, we see JR Lock and Load, who in that Chevy. Let's listen to that sound for a second. That's a beautiful, beautiful engine sound that we hear over there. JR Lock and Load, one of the pioneers of Project Cars 2 racing, if we could put it that way.
He's one of the founders of one of our old leagues, JR. He's a 32-year-old from York, and it's got lots and lots of pace in the GT3 cars and the GTEs. Quite several cars. I take a lot of tips from him, especially when it comes to setup. He knows what he's doing, and he likes this track as well. Watkins Glen had to commentate a lot in one of our old leagues, so it's good to see him out on the track and having us talk about him rather than him talking about everybody else. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. But currently bringing it into the pits, sat P5 in this session, 2 seconds off pace. Ozzy Albie says, look at that.
Ozzy Albie, yeah.
Pole position.
Oliver Marseille immediately put it in the chat on YouTube. You can also go on our Twitch, on twitch.tv/Motive Racing. But Oliver Marseille on YouTube said immediately, Ozzy for the pole, and he is most likely to win. Is not my what I said. It's all on Oliver Marseille. And there's, I think, somebody else. Who is that? What is that? A Ford as well? Who is the green one? Who's a little bit pushy, tries to make himself out of the way, but it's really in one of those places in the circuit where there is not much room to really get out of the way, and that's very unfortunate, and that definitely hurt Ozzy's lap time.
Yeah, they're just trying to find his way through the traffic. You can see there, and that car's just lost it in the background there. Try to figure out who that is as the session goes on. It's a green car there in the background, seems to lose it, and we see a Porsche there getting way out of show. That might be RDJ actually. I know RDJ does drive the Porsche a lot in these GTE cars. But Ozzy Albie currently doing a great job in this one. He's our championship leader in our GT5 division, which runs on Friday evening, 8 PM GMT, same time as this one. And had a very consistent round, it must be said. Finished 7th in the sprint race and 2nd in the feature. But due to a lot of drivers' inconsistency over the course of that round, he did walk away with the championship lead. 50 points in that one. Our Australian driver racing out of the UK at the moment, but originally from Australia. He's going to come into the final couple of turns. Let's see what sort of lap time this is for Ozzy Albie. Staying off the curb, being very cautious, keeping it within the white line. He's it out of last one now. HJM has improved on his lap time. He's got within 3 tenths of him, but it's still not going to be enough. Ozzy Albie's going to put if he comes over the line. And it's not an improvement this time around.
It's not enough, unfortunately.
Remains provisional pole. Yes, but remains provisional pole, but still not able to improve his time with the slipstream in front of him. HJM looking like a threat in 2nd position. He's improved on his lap time. Let's get the timing up.
Yeah, I was hoping. Thank you for that. And in the meantime, we also there was a little bit of a tank slapper over there with AJM. And that's a big drift. And yeah, he immediately went to the pits because that lap time, was gonna affect his lap time by a huge margin.
Yeah, not
In the meantime, we see also
Not the best.
TTV has a grid penalty. He had it already in the start of the session, but it's interesting to see how that affects it immediately. Like, you know, you can mess up at the start, just one wrong move, and it shows what type of
Maybe a pit exit breach or something like that. Seb, I'm not sure.
maybe, but the marshals are unforgivable in the circuit.
They are. I mean, it's a very harsh circuit for track limits. You step 2 wheels outside the lines, and you can sometimes get a penalty. Even though technically the letter of the law does say that if you keep 2 wheels on the track at all times, then you should be within the rules and regulations. Here we go, TTV. It must have been TTV that was getting out of shape a couple of laps ago. So that's the car that we saw.
That looks like it.
A little while ago. Yeah, struggling a little bit. But TTV currently doing a good job. It's
But he managed to hold on. And what's that lap gonna be?
Struggling a little bit.
Yeah, but he managed to hold on, and let's look at what that lap is. Oh, it was just his in lap apparently, his out lap apparently. So we will see.
Or it could have been an invalid lap time.
Maybe, but that's on you to know, because I'm I'm the broadcaster. The race director usually knows what's up with the drivers, if there is an invalid lap time or anything like that.
Just having a look at the front, Seb. Disco Face has gone P3. In fact, Disco Face with an
He's gone
excellent lap
second.
there in this session.
Beautifully done.
Second behind Aussie Albie, Disco, a Scottish driver, raced in one of my old communities, raced regularly in the GT3s. GTEs is his favourite class, and he'd been up since this morning practicing for this one. He's been preparing for this all day long, so he's going to be well up for this one.
Morgan
Currently
says,
and,
sorry to disrupt you, Andy, but Morgan says that they can barely hear you. So I don't know if you have headphones that you can plug in or something like that. You need to also put on Discord that's going to be your output, so you need to go to the settings. But in the meantime, we also see the Disco McDisco Face. I'm very sorry for that interruption, Andy. I was just trying to make sure that people can actually hear you. In the meantime, Disco McDisco Face, we see him on second place in a little bit of a botched Ferrari. But Disco McDisco Face, obviously one of the bigger, fish. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense in English.
testing.
Let's see. Try again.
It should be a lot better now, I think.
Yeah, it should be better. I'm gonna make sure that volume is at a high as well. Give me a second. Yeah, that volume is on 200% as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Keep giving us feedback as well. Yeah, Andy, your mic is super quiet, is what they just said, but they said that a minute ago. Try it again. If anybody could give us feedback.
Let us know in the comments, guys. Let us know if it's any better now. If the mic sounds a lot clearer, let us know, because we've just made a few changes. So
yeah, I see the audio is a lot louder as well. So it should be fine. I'm assuming, but what I'm seeing here, with the audio mixer, is that it should be fine. And Disco McDisco Face says nope, it's still very difficult to hear you. In the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the Elgato sound a little bit lower. Try something. All right. Well, Andy is setting that up. Maybe if you want to check on somebody else who that's not Disco McDisco Face. I mean, he's probably happy that we're giving him a lot of credit at the moment, but yeah, it's.
How do you put it so that it's coming out of your head?
You go to Discord settings. You see that nice next to the microphone and the headphones. You go to user settings, right? Do you see it?
Settings.
Yeah. Voice and video, and then input device. Try it again.
So
you have to click on save. Save changes that are no.
Go from the top. Go from the top and explain every button.
In the meantime, can you put something else on for the viewers to watch that is not Disco McDisco Face? Just something very quickly. There we go. We have AJM Elite. Thank you very much. All right. So
Everybody, can you tell me each button press? I
yeah,
need to
sure.
get
User
this
settings.
Definitely. Settings. Is it on the call?
It's next. It's below the call. So where you see voice connected, just below that, just next to your name, on the right of that. You see your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the right of that. You can mute, you can deafen. I don't know if you've muted yourself before, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I've got that. So I've got mute, move to, server mute, server deafen, and disconnect.
Oh no, that you're on a completely different thing. So go at the complete bottom of your screen, and then you should see your name. In the meantime, AJM
yep.
Elite not being able to improve his time, and qualifying is done in
Yeah.
100 seconds.
Then what?
Yeah,
then what
you
if-
go to user settings. So it's like a little wheel next to the microphone and the earphones system, like the little symbol. 80 seconds still for well, actually, to be fair, the 2 out of 2 to 5.
Input mode only has push to talk and voice activity. That's
No,
anything else.
you go to input device, not input mode. It should be
Can't
above
find
that.
it.
So, are you at
Can't
voice
find it.
settings?
It's nowhere.
Are you at
in-
voice
I'm
and
in
video
apps.
settings?
I'm on the phone. I'm on my
Gotcha.
phone.
Wait, I'm gonna make sure I'll fix this for a second. Give me a second, guys. I'll do my best. In the meantime, Andy, you can talk about, see if there's anything interesting. All right. Andy, I'm on my phone as well at the moment. Let me see. So-
Flaky coming out of the last corner. It looks like
Oh, that's a big crash.
Qualification from qualifying there, getting very, very loose there out of the final quarter. Sorry about that, guys. Just a few technical issues here. I don't know if anybody can hear me properly at the moment, but apparently I'm very, very quiet on the stream. Let me just get it up on the actual stream. Let me test this.
Yeah. So in the meantime, if you go to okay, you see the output where you're on your phone, right? Andy? Alright, we'll be right back. You can see the qualifying here. Aussie LB here first. Then we have Disco McDisco Face. And at the last one, HAM Elite. A very, very interesting start of this race. It's a 1-2-3 for the UK. In the meantime, something for Andy to if he can hear me. Just for the user settings, if you're at the right thing, but on your phone, just scroll a little bit down and go to the output, and there's a volume thing. Just crank that all the way to the top.
It's all the way to the right. It is all the way to the right, as it is.
All right. Turn echo cancellation and noise suppression off then, and automatically determine input sensitivity. Turn that off as well. And automatic gain control. Turn all of it off actually while you're at it.
Auto sensitivity off.
All the advanced things, turn it off. And then the sensitivity, just put that at the top. You should have that at the top, basically. So yeah. No, actually input sensitivity, put that at the bottom. Just bottom. Let's see if that works. Dun, dun, dun. In the meantime, RDJ is still 4th with Smithy in 5th place and Flecky, our Swiss man, in 6th. And now the differences in the European Union and also in the United States. Ukbar is 7th. Jean 023 is 8th, who's our Belgian. JR Lock-and-Load down in 9th. And Dicrocs are American, if all the logos are correct, in 10th. And DJ Phil is in 11th. The only ones, there's TTV who hasn't made a single grid time. Yeah? We can hear you.
Right, I'm gonna do it on PlayStation. You do it on here. Okay? I'm gonna do it on PlayStation. You do it on here because no one can hear me on the stream. No one. I've just checked the stream. You can't hear me at all. Not at all. You can't
Alright.
hear a single word.
Alright, that's very unfortunate.
Not a word. You cannot hear anything. I don't know why. Have you got the settings like?
May I have you cranked. Oh wait, give me a second. Maybe this might be my fault. Wait, give me a second. Output device. Let's see. Try now. Wait, try now.
Testing.
It's even lower than before. Wait. Wait. Try it again.
Testing.
Still not. Maybe try with the speakers. Try once more.
Testing.
Does that work? Try it again.
Testing.
No, nothing. Alright. Unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. Crap.
Unless you pick up the audio from SharePlay.
I don't know if I can do that. That's the issue. Is let's try. You try commentating over there on the microphone on PlayStation, and then it might work.
Alright, hold on. We'll need to.
The problem with that is, however, I will hear him in a. Yeah, it's our first stream. It's not going to be the best one, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Are you on PlayStation right now? All right. Well, this is the actual race. This bad luck. Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. Disco face finger slipped and he's out. I can hear you on PlayStation, yeah. Actually, a lot worse than I do on the normal audio. No, yeah, but what I can hear is what the viewers hear, and I hear you a lot worse. How about this? You get back on Discord, and I'll just crank your decibels up. How does that sound? Try again. Try again on Discord.
It's a problem. It's a connection problem.
I know, but try it again, because I know a way.
I'm talking right now.
On Discord.
I'm saying stuff. I'm plugged into Discord right now.
Alright. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought you were on PlayStation.
Alright. Should we just commentate on PlayStation?
Wait. No. Give me a second. Wait. Give me a second.
We got 40 seconds.
Yeah. It should. Yeah.
Testing.
Yeah.
Testing.
It. This maximum of what I can do, mate.
Yeah.
And
Alright, I'll broadcast it to my channel on PlayStation.
Alright. Sounds good. I will. Yeah. I'll commentate then on the stream if you want.
Alright, enjoy the race, mate.
You too, mate.
Yeah,
But I think maybe if you start maybe a party, maybe then we can hear each other.
You know what? Let me take the headphones off.
Yeah, take them off. I can barely hear you even, let alone. Well, let's see. Alright, and we're off in the meantime. Aussie Elbow back in first. HAM, and unfortunately you can see Disco McDiscoface saying in the chat that he's beyond angry at himself now. Because he accidentally left the race. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. He accidentally left the race. Hopefully you're there still for the feature. For the feature race, buddy. But we'll see what will happen. In the meantime, you can see Aussie LB fighting with HAM, both in the fort. Both having more or less the same livery there in the meantime, and a little bit against each other. And that is Aussie, and there is somebody who spun in the back. Let's make sure that we have the yellow flags here. That doesn't mean that everybody has to slow down at the moment. Doesn't mean that at all. It's just a little bit of a courtesy thing. And in the meantime, Aussie Elbow back at the third. This is gonna be a very interesting race, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, shoot, it's because I am dumb. Ah, this is very tough luck, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately. Let's try this again, let's try again. Andy, if you're still on Discord, let's try this again, man. Yeah, he's still gonna be here for the thingy, for the race. But you can see here, Ozzy is there. And there's a big crash at the back. Big crash at the back with the Fords. Unfortunately, I don't know what happens with Andy at the moment. So I have yellow flags in the meantime. Just a little bit. But everything's back okay. Marshall say that it's fine. Ozzy LB in the meantime though, third place. It's gonna be very, very interesting. I think I understand what the issue is. Andy, if you're hearing this, get back on Discord. We'll see if we can find the problem. But maybe by the feature race. At least 18 minutes are left. And you will hear me alone. Sebastian. Unfortunately, I don't know where Andy is. But you can follow us. And hopefully all the other good streams here on twitch.tv/motiveracing and on youtube.com. Aussie LB is still here. We're still following Aussie, who is in third place and not too far from Flecky. Flecky, I think, who is either in a Porsche or in a Ferrari. I can't really tell. Yeah, he's in a Ferrari. But yeah, he's it's gonna be, we're in interesting times at the moment here on the Discord. Ozzy LB here trying to make sure that he will get what he thinks he rightfully deserves, only 5/10 away, and here we're now finally following Flecky in the Ford. This is going to be very, very interesting times. This is going to be very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, just to see what's going to happen. We are also going to turn this off. And then you should be able, if everything's correct, you should be able to hear him correctly. But at the moment, Andy is not going to be there just yet. However, Flecky is only 3.3 seconds away. And this shows a lot of what can happen in such a stream when you're live and it's only the first time that you are actually going live. Hopefully he can join the Discord call again, and then we will see if there's an issue with the stream or not. Maybe, who knows. In the meantime, Flecky, again, you can see him here trying to battle, trying to make sure he stays in front, and he is actually increasing the gap between himself and Ozzy. I'm very happy at least that Disco McDisco Face, like I said, is coming back into the second race, and hopefully we'll have everything fixed by then. TTV is in the meantime in the pits. He is last, and there is John just there all of a sudden, who is there with a penalty. That's going to be interesting, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. We'll you know, there is still this big battle that's happening. Also, as we can see here, between Grandad and Ukbar, there is a big battle. I don't know if we're going to see that though very, very soon. But only 3/10 of a second separate the top, the top two and top two and top three. What a stupid way to say that. But anyway, how do you go on making a claim as I want to report someone? It depends. It depends, Raids. Whether you want to report someone on Robbings Racing or whether you want to report someone on YouTube. I suppose you're talking about the first option. In the meantime, JR Lockaload is battling here with DJ Phil. DJ Phil just losing position over there. He is also in that beautiful, beautiful Ferrari. And of course, JR Lockaload, that seems like it's done and dusted over there in the Chevy. Is he trying to make a move on AJM? Yes, he is, and he actually managed to do it on a straight like it was nothing. JR Lock and Load managing to gain 2 positions and being up to 8th as if it was just nothing, as if it was a Sunday stroll. But yeah, Raids Fader, if you let me know what you mean by make a report. If you mean that someone crashed you out, let us know in the Discord server. If you mean something with YouTube, that's a whole different thing. I can explain that to you another day. Sorry, I have a flu. A normal flu, not coronavirus. In the meantime, JR Lock and Load lost that position again to HAM, I think. And a beautiful battle is happening between RDJ and DJ Phil in the back, which is going to be very, very interesting. I'm just receiving a message. I'm assuming it's general chat. Oh, that's Sebas who's asking in the second league, because we're hosting 2 leagues right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is basically the Formula 1 version of what we're racing, and then there is another Formula 2, which is unfortunately not being broadcasted, but is still live. Where only apparently 6 drivers are, but of course we're here at the action. Grandad is in the pits, and RDJ, who is comfortable at the moment being an 8th. But I cannot wait what is happening, what can happen in these 12 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Make your voice heard in the meantime. If you are not racing, if you're racing, hold your hands on that wheel. But if you're not racing, make your voice heard and let us know. Talk to us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, or on our Twitch, twitch.tv/motivracing. And also make sure you subscribe on YouTube and you follow us on Twitch. And who knows, maybe your name will be down there at the right bottom, just like what TTV did, who is now last place, unfortunately, around a minute away. Oh shoot, did I say the other one? Oh shoot, Motive Racing, Jesus. I need to get used to the name still. Motive Racing. Twitch.tv/Motive Racing. Oh, that's awkward. Yeah. I apologize for that miss, but thanks for the correction, Jacked and Famous. But so yeah, Motive Racing, Twitch.tv/Motive Racing, if you want to know more of the action. And also you can follow our Discord, which I will put the link at the bottom. He says, in the meantime, Disco McDisco Face also says, looking forward to battling through the pack in race 2, #redemption. We are looking forward to seeing you in race 2, #redemption. And we're also looking forward to making sure that the stream goes smooth. This is the first race, to the people who are asking this on stream. This is only the first race. This is why we're also looking for the second race at the moment, where we will double the time. Well, where we will double the lap. Yeah, #rubbish racing will. Oh yeah, and there's a spin. That is yellow flags immediately. Yellow flags to RDJ, who spun there, and who needs to let the pack go. Yeah, okay, so there are a lot of people who want to get into the second race, because they missed the start. And Marshall's in the meantime saying that everything's back. Okay, let's get it back to green. Let's get it back into racing. JR Lock and Load. In the meantime, we see him still once again. I don't know what's happening with Andrew. In the meantime, I'm trying to contact him, but if anybody can text Andy, we'll see what's going on. JR Lock and Load. In the meantime, we're still looking at JR Lock and Load, who is still very comfortably in 8th, but there is a big battle going on between 2nd and 3rd. I really wish we're looking at that one at the moment, but it's up to what he wants to happen. Got to go. Yeah, there are a lot of people preparing for the lockdown in the meantime, what's happening, but that has never stopped. So I'll tell you what's being said in the Discord server. I was Jacked and Famous says, I was preparing for Canada lockdown tomorrow night. if you could get him to come to the Discord server, that'd be great. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of lockdowns. Unfortunately, here in Madrid there are a lot of lockdowns as well, but that has never stopped Motive Racing with producing amazing content. JR lock and load, cutting a little bit through the field. That's a little bit cheeky, but we'll see what's going to happen. In the meantime, people are saying that it's a Sunday smash up apparently in the GTE League 2. We're getting reports from that at least. It'll be interesting to see what happens over there as well. But in the meantime, we are focusing still here on JR Lock and Load, who is losing quite some time against RDJ. I don't know what Andy is doing, but I really wish we're looking at. I really wish we'd be looking at 4th and 5th. I'm kind of, no offense to you, JR, but I'm kind of sick of seeing your blue car. Let's see if I can get him somewhere. If somebody could text him, see what he's up to. Oh, hey there.
Testing.
Yeah, this is.
Testing.
Oh, this should be a lot better. Wait, give me a second. Try it again.
Testing.
Is that better, ladies and gentlemen? Is this better than what we had previously? I don't know. In the meantime, we're still looking at JR. Could we change into Flecky? Because that must be an interesting race for second place. Andy. Or Aussie.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, let's switch over. So we've got Flaky currently running in P2. John just behind him. It looks like this one's getting very heated up. Flaky has actually went a little bit quicker than John last time around, but Flaky, is it? Can you hear me?
We can, but it sounds like you're messing with the headset a little bit. So it sounds like you're a little bit messing with, like you're touching the microphone a lot. But we can hear you. At least I can.
Flaky currently being hunted down by Jean. Jean has been closing that gap gradually. Just half a second here. You see separating these two at the moment. Flaky in the 4 GT, losing time to Smithy. Smithy's been absolutely running away onto the distance with this one so far. He's got 10 seconds of a lead here over these guys. And this is going to be a great battle. You see here, Flaky pulling out a bit of a gap here in the final section of the lap. Jean just not with the grip in these corners, especially when you've got the curbs on the right-hand side. He's trying to stay away from those, trying not to take too many risks. But Flaky's going to come over the line to complete lap 8 of this race, losing time to Smithy all the time. Smithy absolutely running at top of this one. Aussie Albie, unfortunately, not able to keep the pole position that he had. He took a dominant pole position this one, but it hasn't worked out so far. How's my audio?
I'm waiting for responses so far. I can hear you. It still sounds a little bit like you're a bit muffled.
I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna pull my mic out and check it. All right,
yes, sir. Do that. In the meantime, Jean is there, 0.6 seconds away. We're seeing what's happening between them. This is gonna be an interesting race still. Flecky is trying to survive, but it's not gonna be. He left Discord, unfortunately. It's not gonna be easy on him to survive. But yeah, if people could give feedback as well, because this is our first stream with Discord. If everything is going horribly wrong, then we might want to switch back to PlayStation, where it's a little bit safe and a lot more made for us. But apart from that, Flecky, it's still a big battle for 2, 3, and 4. Jean our Belgian is really trying to make ends meet, trying to get into. I mean, he's in a podium position. He will be fine, but it's going to be difficult for him, especially considering that there's a lot of competition. Because he's being on the threat, he needs to make sure that he can threaten Flecky, but he's the hunter and the hunted at the same time. It's going to be an interesting battle between them. And like I said, Sean is the worst is in the worst position out of all of them. Not only because of that, but also because he has a time penalty, unfortunately. Just like John and Ukbor and RDJ and our DJ, who is driving all the way to the back. Yeah. Okay, so it's a shame if we're going to have to stop with OBS, but we will try to fix it as much as we can. Let's see what people are writing out now on the Discord server. I'm not really following. I'm following the race, unfortunately. Yeah, so people are trying to help Andy a little bit with what's happening. In the meantime, I'm looking as well at Flecky here, who's still trying to battle very, very. He's still trying to survive. 0.8 of a second is of a gap, and you can see also at the numbers of it. They're not the only one. John all of a sudden lost a lot of time. And I think he crashed, if I'm not mistaken, but he's going very slow at the back at least, and that could be very, very interesting. And that is Andy back into the Discord. We'll see if something fixed.
Right, it should be a little bit better now, hopefully.
Let's see. Let's hear it from the people. I can hear you fine, but maybe my audio might be very different to what other people say. It's going to be a very, very interesting race, though. Like I said, what do you think so far of the race, Andy?
It's been a very good race. It's horrible for me. I've been trying to set up this audio set, but it's been a good battle here between Flaky and John. I think this is going to materialise pretty soon. John has been, well, I'd say closing that gap, but actually last time around, Flaky 0.3 quicker than John, so responding in the last couple of laps. But the main threat to these guys right now is Ozzy Albi. He's going to be hunting down a podium. He was on pole position at the start of this race. He's going to be gutted with what happened in the early stages. He's going to see this now as a fantastic opportunity.
If you don't mind, let's look at Akbar and John. They're battling, and I think they crashed as well. Yeah, that is a yellow flag over there, unfortunately.
Let me check my audio.
Yeah, he says, Disco McDisco Face says that it's perfect at the moment. And he left again. Well, it's one of those things that unfortunately tend to happen. Oh yeah, because he's checking his audio and he's on his phone, unfortunately. But yeah, so he's relying on you guys, on you guys' feedback more than he's relying on himself. But yeah, we see Jean trying to survive. It's going to be a tough battle for him. We still have a minute and something left. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a tough battle, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how it's gonna finish. I really want to see Jean. Oh, Jean is going to be taken off by Ozzy. Ozzy there in the inside. Unfortunately, we can just barely see it. And how's the audio, Andy?
Here we go. We're right back on it. We can see in the background here.
Look
Ozzy
at the
Albi
back
and
over
John
there.
going side by side through the S's. Looks like Ozzy Albi up into the final podium spot. Fantastic stuff. It looks like what's happened here. It looks like, is he still going to hold it on the inside? It looks like Ozzy Albi up for position. Fantastic job. I'll post it to there into third place. Great stuff there. Jean keeping it clean on the outside there. It looks like Jean's picked up a penalty from the race director in the process. So that's gutting for him, but he might find himself open to an attack here from HAM. It should be the final lap, I think, guys. We've got Ozzy Albi.
Yeah, we have 20 seconds left.
After an amazing qualifying session. Well, where is our race leader Smithy? He's coming round the middle part of the lap now. We seem to have finally got this audio fixed, so we'll have that all good for the feature race. Apologies for what you've seen on this stream so far, guys. I'm really, really sorry. My deepest apologies. But here we go with our race leader on the final half a lap here of this sprint race. He's driven fantastically, has had this pretty much to himself for most of this race, and won the feature race in the GT5 Championship on Friday to kick off the season. Here he comes. Smithy is just coming into the final turn now. And, well, Seb, you've seen more of it than I have, but I think we're all going to say congratulations to Smithy on taking the victory here in the sprint here for Motive Racing's GTE Championship, round 1 here at Watkins Glen. We've got Flaky coming round in second place. Looks like he's going to hold on.
Just about surviving. Just about surviving, of course. You see Flecky over there. And Ozzy Albi just in the back as well. So it's a 1-2-3 already. And there's AJM Elite. Yeah, I mean, I've been mostly on JR's car more than anything else. But yeah, you can really see.
I wasn't able to. I mean, I was so busy stressing over the audio, I wasn't even able to flick through the cameras or anything like that.
That's okay.
My question would be: was JR doing interesting stuff during the race?
Not really. He was mostly safe. There were a couple of times where he was getting where he was getting chased, but he managed to survive. So it was one of those things. But at least we managed to we managed to fix it. I heard from Disco McDisco Face that the audio is great. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, I tested it. One thing I will say, guys, obviously, most of this feature race is going to be cut on the final YouTube video. We're going to leave in, obviously, the qualifying, the end of the qualifying, and we'll leave in the end of this race, the final couple of laps. But we're going to cut it out because, obviously, it was a bit of a mess. Apologies to those guys watching us on the stream. We promise we will come back a hell of a lot better for this feature race. There'll be no problems this time around. This is going to be a good production. We're going to have a hell of a race coming up. It's going to be a reverse grid based on the results from this sprint race.
And as you can see here,
well, stay tuned.
Smithy is here in first, Flecky in second, and Aussie in third. It is the only Swiss who is putting the rest of the Brits in, who's in the middle of the rest of the Brits. AJ Melita in fourth. Our Belgian Jean is in fifth with his northern neighbor Ukbar in sixth. RDJ is in seventh. JR Lock-and-Load, who we've been watching for the first half of the race, is in eighth. And Dicrox, the American, is in ninth. DJ Phil is in 10th. Grandad Steve is in 11th. Then we have John Boy in 12th and TTV in last. And we will be right back. We're going to put back the normal waiting thing, and I will be right back with another race. Give us 5 minutes as a break, and we'll be right back with you. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in about 5 minutes, give or take.
So jump in the party chat so that we're not on the audio.
Give me a second.
Cool.
Cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Cooler than me. You think you're cooler than me. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me. But you so, but you so. Probably cause you think but you so, but you so. Probably cause you think you're cooler than me.
My face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. I'm slowly drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting away, and it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the street. I'm slowly drifting away, pulling against it, pulling against it. Away, pulling against it, pulling against it. Away, pulling against it, pulling against it. Away, pulling against it. Wave after wave, drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. Slowly drifting away, and it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against it. Slowly drifting, my face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. I'm slowly drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting away, and it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream. I'm slowly drifting.
watching the riches. See me getting the cheddar, see me sprinkle the pepper. Pan it right with my view and leading in trending whatever. Feel it, determine how I go kill it. Highest they can get feel it. X amount to exhibit, I'm winning in different avenues. Trippy my revenue, don't see me ever lose. I jump hurdles like kangaroos.
Don't wake up when it's too late. They might think that you hate me. I'ma get it in while you wait. Better late than never. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake up, dog. Yeah, just a wake up call. Every other day I'm getting cake right, y'all. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake up, dog. Yeah, get your face bust, dog. Yo, bitch with me now tryna get face fucked, dog.
Picture perfect, now that they know I'm worth it. Before they hate it, now they say I deserve it. Back the beef, showing them how I bring it. At the beach, sipping on something different. Swimming in money they said I'll never earn. Kicked out of school, they said I'll never learn. Now I learn to make it count. Multiply the vision and making a high amount, bitch.
Yeah, in a big body swerving. No suburban, business is a Bentley. Pussy do not tempt me. Yeah, cause the chopper get the buzz and have a nigga looking like Ricky. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake up, dog. Yeah, just a wake up call. Every other day I'm getting cake right, y'all. Yeah, just a wake up call. Ain't no walking out, you better wake My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel for you, love. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Before you, baby, I was numb, trying to pay my pouring up. Speeding fast on the run, never wanna get caught up. Now you the one that I'm calling. Swore that I never forget. Don't think I'm just talking, I think I might go all in. No exceptions, girl, I need ya. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel for you, love. Out of my mind, cause I can't get enough. Only one that I give my time, cause I got eyes for y'all. Might make an exception for y'all, cause I've been feeling it.
I want to know who motherfucking representing it here tonight. Hold on, hold on.
I keep letting you back in. How can I explain myself? You said you cared for me,
Louisiana shit. Murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to, you know? Yeah. Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let that thing loose, girl, in so long. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been peeping what you bringing to the table. Working hard, girl, everything paid for. First, last phone bill, car, no cable. With your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah. That's a real one in your reflection. Without a follow, without a mention. You really piping up on these niggas. You gotta be nice for what to these niggas? I understand. You got 100 bands, you got a baby Benz, you got some bad friends. High school pics, you was even bad then. You ain't stressing off no lover in the past tense. You already had them. Work at 8 a.m., finish round 5. Post talk down, you don't see them outside. Yeah, they don't really be the same offline. You know dog days, you know hard times. Doing overtime for the last month. Saturday, call the girls, get them gassed up. Gotta hit the club, gotta make the ass jump. Gotta hit the club like you hit the motherfucking angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life.
These hoes, your boy, I made.
Watch the breakdown.
Watkins Glen for round 1 of Motive Racing's GTE Championship. We've had a hell of a sprint race and we're almost ready to get going here for the feature race here. It's going to be a reverse grid based on the results of the first race. Seb, what are we expecting here? We're expecting lots of urgency on the first couple of laps, the faster guys coming through the back of the pack.
Well, what we're gonna expect is that our problems have been finally really well resolved, hopefully. And the rest is gonna be DG. I honestly, I couldn't tell you who would win this race. We have so many good drivers here. I think I would do somebody really wrong if I said that that we would make if I were to say this person would win or this person would win. But regardless, we have, like you said, the reverse grid order. I'm going to make sure that you are that you sound well. I hope these guys can give us some feedback as well. But yeah, we're gonna have reverse grid order, which means that whoever ended up first is going to start last, and vice versa.
Yeah, and obviously, as you say, I wouldn't count out anybody in this field. All of these guys, very talented drivers, a lot of very, very quick guys in this field, and as I say, it would be rude of us to count out anybody in this situation. We got guys like Smithy and HJM coming back through the pack, but also some guys who finished out of position in the sprint race. So anything can happen. Looks like we're about to get going for our formation lap, guys. When the lights go out, we won't be underway. There's going to be one formation lap, and then it will be a rolling start. Once we come round to complete the formation lap, the leader will be able to go once the final car is out of the last corner, and then we will have green flag conditions. Here we go. We're just pulling away now for the formation lap. So all the guys that finish at the back will start at the front of the pack for this one. You can see that they're all just shuffling around and getting themselves into position. So Seb, obviously we had a few technical issues for the first race, which hopefully are all sorted out for the time being. But who was your favourite from what you saw in the sprint race? Who caught your eye and who impressed you the most, would you say, out of these guys?
I mean, JR caught my eye because he never left my eye. But apart
Sorry about that, by the way.
Nah, that's fine. It's our first stream here on Motive Racing with OBS, so of course we have to learn. So thank you all to the people who have watched us, and thank you all for the people who have given us feedback. But from what I see, I you know what, I wouldn't put my money on him, but HAM has done some fantastic stuff. Smithy is great as well. Ozzy of course, and Disco McDisco Face, who unfortunately left early and was very, very upset on our Discord. He made that very, very clear. He was upset to very upset to himself. But of course either one of those, they will probably be up there in my.
That's the thing. I mean, emotions were running high. Obviously, he's been looking forward to this race all day. He's been practicing since 8 o'clock this morning. We saw on our Discord he was trying to get it all ready up this morning. So it's good to see that lots of people very enthusiastic and ready to race here this evening. Disco McDisco Face has been pretty much talking about this one all week. Has raced in one of our previous communities in the GT3s, and the GTEs. He's also got plenty of talent. We've got another new guy on the grid as well for this one. So we've got Jag, who's joined us here for the feature race. Hold on.
Yeah, you just showed him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the camera was doing a little bit of weird things. I have to tell you something great though. Your audio is doing great for this race.
Yeah, it looks like.
I just checked it. I just checked it. It's doing fantastic.
Excellent stuff. I'm glad to see that the audio is working all to perfection. But so we've got Jag coming in, Smithy, Flaky, Ozzy Arby, these faster guys all starting at the back of the field. So definitely be interested. These guys are just getting some heat into their tyres at this point in the formation lap. We're only halfway around. It's quite a slow formation lap here from TTV. It must be said, he has taken it very, very easily this time around. He seems to be coming into the third to last corner now. So once he comes around these final couple of turns and the last car's round the final corner, he will be free to go at any point that he chooses. Guys, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that sub, like and bell button below on the video, and don't forget to join our Discord server, and also you can join our Facebook group, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, it's all well worth getting involved with here at Motive Racing. This is where it's at the moment. So TTV's just pulling onto the start-finish straight now, and once he puts his foot down, we will be underway for this one.
And I think, let's see if he is. I think he's gonna do it just on the straight. No, he is underway. He is underway, and we are
right
green.
The last second here. And it looks like we are underway. We are green here for the feature race for round one of Motive Racing's GTE Championship here. It looks like we've got a few guys going head first into this first corner. Let's hope they can all keep it clean here.
And Jack already in the pits.
This drive-through penalty already. So we've got D Crocs here hassling the back of Grandad Steers to come up the hill. In the meantime, we can see John Boy right behind TTV. Let's go on board with D Crocs and see what he's seeing at the moment. So it looks like he's going up the inside here, going side by side here, down this back straight up towards the chicane. You can see Grandad Steve leaving D Crocs plenty of room, and D Crocs is going to go for the move. Can he hold it? It looks like he has done. He's up a position there. Steve down to 4th position. In the meantime, there you can see TTV getting it all wrong, coming out of the chicane. That's going to allow D Crocs up the inside as they go side by side.
There's a beautiful battle between the forts. There's a beautiful battle between the forts, which is an incredible battle here as well. Grandad Steve here against TTV. I think he backed off a little bit. Yeah, he's now battling against. No, that's HJM.
As we see there, RDJ getting past on the inside.
You see there a Porsche battling a Ford as well, and you see that happen twice, but this time with a Chevy, and there's one going wide. Is that going to be a yellow flag?
TTV got very, very wide there onto the grass. Just about kept it together there. He's down to 10th position here, so that's a disaster there for him. He's now way out of sync with the rest of the pack. It looks like he's got Flaky there on his outside trying to make the move. Flaky won't be happy about that little bit of contact, but it seems like he's going to try and hold it around the outside there, and it looks like he's made the move. So that's great stuff there from Flaky up into P11. Making slow progress in this one though. I would have thought he would have been further up. Usually Flaky absolutely flies through the pack when he starts at the back of the field, but it's not gone to the usual sort of plan here.
Maybe it might be slow, but who knows? It might also be very, very, slow and steady wins the race, as they always say. And maybe that's Flaky's strategy here today.
In the meantime, Seb, John Boy has absolutely taken off at the front, released into the lead through TTV's little mistake there, and he's fully making the most of some clear air. John Boy's now got a lead of 2.2 seconds at the front of the field. Here he comes up the hill
in the
through
pits.
the first sector.
It's a battle for who is in the pits.
Lots and lots of guys coming in for their stop.
6 people who are in the pits. This could be interesting. This has never happened with any of our competitors, at least not from what I remember. But this could be a very, very interesting. Ooh, and that's somebody already leaving. RDJ, in the meantime, who we're seeing here, is trying to overtake DJ Phil in his, what seems to be a broken Porsche.
Yeah, RDJ looks like he's hobbling around there at the moment. Obviously, full damage is on for this one, full Tim. And we can see here it's really showing that front of that car looks very ailing indeed. DJ Phil is going around just in front of RDJ and seems to be pulling the gap to him at the moment. But John Boy is fully enjoying this race out the front. He's got just under 2 seconds, or just over 2 seconds of a lead here to HJM. Sticking with him. It looks like these guys managed to escape any incidents there on the first lap, but lots and lots of drama already here in this race. Lots of guys with cars that are struggling straight away. There's a bit of contact there in the mid-pack there on the first lap, Seb.
But the HAM Elite really trying to survive. Dicrox, however, not willing to give up. Both of the Fords.
It's closed the gap very, very slightly here on John Boy.
Apparently somebody has voted to kick RDJ. And RDJ left the session!
RDJ out of the race on only lap 3 of this race. That is absolutely gutting for him. Not sure what's happened to him there, but he's already retired the car. Maybe just too long in the pits. His team decided to throw in a towel and get him out of there.
Yeah, that is incredible stuff. That you usually don't see that, especially not from RDJ. In the meantime, as well, Ozzy is in a battle with someone. I don't know if you can focus on that.
Looks like he's closing in here on Disco.
Yeah,
that's the Constantina effect there, making it look like it's a little bit closer on the track than it actually is.
Yeah, on the timing it looked a whole different thing, which in that case, my apologies, but it looks like a very, very interesting race so far. I hope the audio is working perfectly now. If not, we're having an we're having an issue. But I'm sure that we're not. So, but it's a very interesting race. However, in the meantime, HAM Elite trying to look through that inside, trying to have a little peek in front of John Boy, and John Boy trying to close the gap, but HAM Elite is not willing to give up. HAM Elite is not one of the guys that, that likes to lose a battle. He's a very competitive guy.
Absolutely, and you can see him absolutely hassling the back of John Boy. John Boy made the most of some care at the
Oh,
start. But it looks
beautiful.
like HJM's going to look at the inside. Here we go, side by side through the third to last corner. It looks like HJM has got the move and got the position here up into the lead of the race. John Boy not trying to fight him too hard. We can see he's still having a look around the outside, but it looks like Harry has got the move for the time being, and now the lead of this feature race here on lap 4 of the here at Watkins Glen for round 1 of Motive Racing's GTE Championship. You can see HM setting his personal best lap time of the race so far, as you would expect, with the fuel tank slowly going down and getting lighter and lighter as the race progresses. Whereas Flaky sat 7 seconds behind these guys. D-Crocs and JR both in the pits for their mandatory stops, coming in very, very early, lap 3 of this race. This could be very interesting. Disco has already been into the pits. He's coming around the final sector now. He should probably come out behind these guys. So this looks like D-Crocs and JR are in a decent position in this race. Maybe some damage. Maybe they had to do a little bit of repairs in the pit lane. But I would say HJM is in a fantastic position in this race. He's got the jump. No damage on that car. Managed to escape the first lap incidents, and he now finds himself in a very, very promising position. He's got a nice little lead here too, John Boy, at the front of the field. John Boy is going a little bit wide there, but just about keeping it together for the time being. So Harry in the box seat at the moment, and if he can keep this sort of pace up, he will take a convincing win here in this feature race. But anything can happen. It is a very, very long race, 25 laps in total, 20 still to go, and there's plenty of action still in store for us here, Seb. I'm
Just
sure.
about, but unfortunately, you know what I find very unfortunate is that RDJ has tried to join the session again and left again. It's one of those things where unfortunately you have to be a spectator, and as a driver you never want that. But considering that full damage is on, these drivers, I don't know if these drivers have ever been in such an online position where you know, where that has ever turned out well. But it does make the grid a lot more competitive and a lot more careful as well. In the sense that it's going to be. You know,
At the end of the day, when you have full damage on, Sim on, Seb, what it does is it pretty much ensures that people will learn from what they're doing. So if they have a bad accident, or you know they're too aggressive one week, they'll learn from that, and the next week they'll come back and they'll be a lot more careful, a lot more considered in their approach to certain aspects of their driving, and it just creates a better, cleaner, and a much more fair atmosphere for everybody involved. And yeah, admittedly, a lot of people.
That's someone at the. That's the yellow flag immediately.
Yeah,
that is the yellow flag there in what is it, sector 2?
DJ Phil? Oh, it's Jag.
Oh, Jag.
Lost the car there, coming through the chicane, spins it around, gets it going in the right direction again. The yellow flag through the middle sector there. That's not very good for Jag. He gets it pointing in the right direction again. Racing in his race, Jag. Jag is our Canadian driver here, and not having a great one so far. Let's have a look back at John Boy, see what he's doing. John Boy currently running P2. He's running 4 seconds behind the leader. Obviously, we saw HAM making the move on him a couple of laps ago, and he's running just a little bit up the road here from Flaky at the moment. Lapping very, very similarly to Flaky as well. John Boy loves the GTE class. This is one of his favourite classes. It was his birthday a week ago. Celebrated his 50th birthday. Happy birthday to John Boy for a week ago. Having an excellent drive in this one, and but it looks like Flaky.
Oh no, he left mid-session. Well, what he was trying to say is John Boy trying to survive still here in. But is he going to the pits? No, he's just taking that out inside beautifully, and he crashes just about against the wall. And as you can see here, John Boy is still not willing to give up, but Flaky there, the Swiss danger, is really trying to make him force him into a mistake. Maybe he is, maybe he won't. But there has been a lot of action here in in only 7 laps out of the 25 that we will, well, actually 6 laps out of the 24 that you will currently get to see in Motive Racing. And you can see here John Boy once again. John Boy, who is not, he's there in the Porsches. Let's see if he's trying to get back in. Something just happened. But yeah, John Boy once again. There you can see, and Flaky is still over there. Flaky is. It has taken a lot of time. What has happened here? What has happened here? What has happened here all of a sudden? Oh god. HAM is in the meantime still in the lead. John Boy's well, I mean, HAM is comfortable in the lead actually. John Boy's 7 seconds away from him. And of course these type of things make it a lot more interesting when you are one of the let me we'll see. Let us see what's going to happen when we try to reconnect with Andy. In the meantime, we still see HJM over here. I'm trying to see if I can connect him somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, I'm apparently offline. This is what you get when you live in Spain. You get really crappy internet, so thank you for that. Hopefully the stream is still on. It says that it is. Either way, HJM is over here. HJM still comfortably in the lead, in front of John Boy, but there are a lot of different battles that I really wish to see. Flecky against Dicrox. And it seems like Discord is. Oh my god, you couldn't write this if you tried. Discord is having a lot of issues right now. So yeah, server outages and increased API errors is what it says. Let's see if we can find a way to solve this though. And that's something that you really do not want to have happen in the middle of a stream. And it's really upsetting when you see this type of stuff happen. However, HJM, I really want to see this battle between Flecky and Dicrox. In the meantime, we are trying to call, see if we can call him at all. Andy, if Discord allows it. But this is unfortunately something that is not under our control. But something that we kind of had to look into before. You know, it's weird that you expect this at any day, but not during this. Anyway, HJM still in the lead. John on second. Flecky 33 seconds away with Dicrox into fourth. And we are and as we can see here, we're seeing now a John Boy, and there is a big battle lead there at the back apparently. Dicrox is finally here. We're seeing finally a battle here between Dicrox and Flecky that are now 1 point something seconds away. But at least it is a little bit more interesting than seeing someone who is 8 seconds away from the rest of the pack. We're back in the voice channel. We should be with Andy. Once again, let's see if we can call him. No, we cannot call him, but hopefully if we are going to be in the voice channel, we'll write here. Dicrox still here. Flecky losing a lot of time. Flecky losing a lot of time. He is back here in the fourth. Is he going to make that? He's having a little bit of a look through turn 1. And it's still 0.8 seconds away, but Dicrox is really not trying to give up. He is really trying to make sure that the Americans in the Ford GT get a seat or get a place in the podium. Let's see what's going to happen. But he is losing a lot of time to the Swiss. Crocs, in the meantime, he is still not willing to give up, but Flecky is really far away from everybody else. We're looking a little bit here at the pack. HJM still in first, John in second, Flecky in third, and Crocs in fourth. And it's really one of those things that tend to happen all the time in with an all British field, except a couple of drivers. These drivers try to represent their country and try to get a place in the podium for their country, and this is really one of the great battles, especially if it's really dominated by one country here, in this case the United Kingdom. But you can see really what they're doing, what they're trying to do. And in the meantime, we are still trying to contact Andy still. Flecky's still 2 seconds away. Let's see what's going to happen here. And Disco McDisco Face, who's actually now closer to Crocs at the moment. Is he going? Well, he wasn't there in the first race. He accidentally shut it down, his own server down. He accidentally went back to the lobby. A mistake on him is he said that his finger slipped, but unfortunately, that cost him the points for the first race. Hopefully, he is willing to take those points back, those well-deserved points, in his opinion, obviously, from Crocs, who is currently in fourth. But it's going to be an interesting battle, this one. And you can see here, Crocs only 0.6 seconds away. And is he going to do it? Only 0.3 seconds away. He is having a look through the outside, which is not a really normal look to have, but he is doing it. A look through the outside on turn 1. That allows Crocs to gain that position, but he is willing to get it faster on the straight. Is he going to do it on the second corner? Is he not? Crocs is still over there. Disco McDisco Face obviously beautifully there, only 1/10 of a second away. And that's Crocs who went a little bit on the grass, but he still managed to survive. Is he feeling the pressure though? I think he is. And Disco McDisco Face taking all the advantage that he can. Disco McDisco Face trying to join Crocs. Crocs still trying to not give up, but he's willing to let Disco give him a chance. Have a look up through the outside and Disco through the inside, and Disco says, "Thank you very much. I will take that position and I'm out of here." But Crocs, in the meantime, Flecky is gone. Let's be real here. Flecky is gone. John there in a pit, and this could mean that he's going to join Flecky. No, not necessarily Flecky. He's going to join Disco McDisco Face and Crocs. And that could be detrimental. That could be detrimental to see John Boy joining the rest of the pack. No, but Disco oh no, never mind. Disco McDisco Face obviously taking the whole taking advantage of what's happening here. In the meantime, we're having another look at the Discord servers. Apparently, all of them are down. Almost all of them are down. I'm also getting trouble with joining other servers that are apparently also down. which is a real pain in the ass, if I'm allowed to say that. I don't think at this point Andy cares. I think that's the least of his worries. But yeah, server status, it's all down, unfortunately. But that still doesn't stop us here at Motive Racing. If you want to follow us on twitch.com/Motive Racing, and also make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at Motive Racing. Also make sure that you join us on our Discord once it works again. And we see here HJM in the pits on lap 13. HJM had a very smooth race, and we see him there in the Ford. Beautifully done, very quick. It looks like a very quick pit stop, and he's out of there once again. Very beautifully done. But we'll see where he returns. Is he going to return in front of Flecky? Well, I mean, he has a minute apparently. He has a minute above him. Andy, if you're hearing this, if you could join the Discord, it says that I'm online. It says that you're offline though, so we'll see what's going to happen there. Apparently, Discord is trying to solve all the issues that we're having. But yeah, it's DJ Phil in the meantime also in the pits, and Grandad Steve, who just left the pits, and he is in 10th, taking that advantage. It's an incredible race. It's an incredible journey here at Motive Racing, and I have to say, if oh, and he crashed. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he did crash, and he's out. That's Grandad Steve who's out of there, I think. That is very, very odd to just see that all of a sudden happen. And it really begs the question if it's not only our internet that has issues. HAM Elite in the meantime, I think he went just through that pit stop, and I thought he would have joined Flecky in the battle, but you know, apparently everything but that has happened. And it's gonna be an interesting race I mean, it's going to be an interesting race still. If anything were to happen with the top people, he is looking through a lot of back markers. I think that is Jack in front of him. If you can hear me, Andy, like I said, it should work right now. He made a little bit of a slip, a little bit of a tank slapper there. But for the Ford GT, everything should be fine. And this is a really, really odd time to be in. A really odd evening here at Motive Racing. Let us know your comments. Let us know your thoughts here in the comment section here at Motive Racing. We've had a tough day at the office. A little bit of love in the comment section always does wonders, ladies and gentlemen. You see here, Grandad Steve disconnected. Maybe his team told him to wrap it up. Things might not go as smooth as they usually do. But HJM, it looks like HJM is going through a Sunday stroll. It looks that easy on him. Hey, if yeah, someone said they gave up and they'll return when they are better. Well, luckily there is a GTE tier 2 if you want to join that one, which is more for newcomers and stuff like that. If you want to join as well, join our Discord server. The Discord server is this one. I just posted it on Twitch and on YouTube through restream.io, discord.gg/auxy6kk. So yeah, HAM Elite still driving like it's a Sunday stroll. We're following him already for the last couple of laps, but his delta is a little bit off. But Flecky has a lot of issues trying to maintain that. And in the meantime, Disco McDisco Face trying to get in front of Flecky. But it is one of those races where there is a lot of gap, but that doesn't mean that the battles are still done. And in the meantime, you can also see that John and JR are in the middle of a battle. I don't know if you can hear that, Andy, but there is a battle going on over there. And it's going to be an interesting race to see what's going to happen here. In the meantime, let's turn also up the volume of the race, because as Andy is not going to be here anymore, unfortunately, we're having some issues we're having a lot of technical difficulties, and we need to sort them out for next race, or we might want to head back to the normal platform, which is our PlayStation platform. We might want to try a little bit of everything. See what works, see what doesn't. It's a shame because our stream before didn't have that many issues, but let's talk about that later. John Boy and JR, who are in the battle for 5th place, ladies and gentlemen. Only 0.8 seconds of a gap, and it's an incredible battle here. Half a second in a split, being the split second, and JR is losing a little bit of time. But that you know, JR, he's not the type of guy to give up easily on a battle like that, and he's willing to always make sure that if he loses, he loses with pride. But that doesn't mean that he will lose this battle. I think JR will come back, but you know, it's gonna be a tough battle between both of them, and I guess only time will tell with what will happen in this race and in this section. JR, in the meantime, JR defending that beautifully, going a little bit wide, hitting the barriers, and that obviously you lose a lot of time when you hit the barriers, and JR is taking full advantage of that. Still through that beautiful straight, and John Boy is still not willing to give up. John Boy is looking at the rear of JR is looking at the rear of John Boy, but John Boy is in that Porsche. John Boy is really comfortable through that Porsche, and JR sometimes has these swerves that shouldn't happen, kind of like a tank slapper. But as you can see, it doesn't affect him. It doesn't affect him. He's still on that, still at that 0.6 seconds differential. And what a beautiful battle we're having here. Only 8-9 laps to go. Let's see what will happen here at this beautiful battle here. JR having a look through the outside, having a look through the inside right now, back on the outside, having that tank slapper. As you can see, like I said, John Boy, and I'm happy I made that. I'm right for the first time in something, that he's not really as comfortable on that car as John Boy is with his Porsche 919. Is that the car 919? I don't remember. Anyway, in his Porsche, he is very, very comfortable. And that is one of the big advantages. If you're comfortable in your car, you usually get a lot more speed. But that doesn't mean that John Boy gets a lot more speed. In fact, he's losing speed, especially on the straights against JR Lock and Load. But the problem is obviously the cornering. The cornering is the big issue that one will have when driving against someone like that. Dicrox in the meantime. Alright, well, Dicrox in the meantime, let's see what's happening with him. We are still here with the battle with John Boy and JR Lock and Load. John Boy gaining a lot of time through the corners, like I said. But on the straights, and he won a little bit. He clipped the grass, and JR is taking full advantage of that. JR taking full advantage, and he's saying goodbye. And that is John Boy, who now needs to make sure that within the cornering part now, where he is, he needs to take advantage, and he is side by side. They're driving side by side, and John Boy takes advantage through going through the inside, and he is once again in front. And now the big problem that they have, they're having a back marker that might. Oh, and there's a yellow flag. Yellow flag. Oh no! Oh my goodness me! And that is a yellow flag. Yellow flag situation right there, because of Jag. Jager newcomer. And that's yellow flag over there. And oh my goodness me. And there's more carnage. And JR in the pits. There's JR in the pits. I think Smithy hit that as well. John Boy. I don't know what happened with John Boy. But this is not good. This is not what we want to see here at Motive Racing, unfortunately. Jag left the session. He retired, unfortunately, from the session. And HAM Elite in the meantime. I think marshals are putting back into green flags. Very, very spectacular crashes here. I hope all the drivers are okay. And you can see all the carnage that happened here at that, just about at that bridge. And HAM is driving above it. Let's make sure that he doesn't get a puncture. Or as Romain Grosjean would say, a puncture. HAM Elito, very, very smooth driving. He always hits that barrier a little bit, but I don't think it damages it that much. In the meantime, we see Disco Metiso face, who is now a P3, due to the insane stuff that happened beforehand. But it's an incredible race, ladies and gentlemen, that we're seeing here right now. Flecky still 2 seconds ahead. And I want to thank Andy for being an amazing race director, like always. He does his job here at Motive Racing incredible, and being the big boss, I thank him for that. And we see here at lap 20 out of 25, one heck of one heck of an advantage that Flecky has, but nevertheless, Disco McDisco face, he said to me, he said on the Discord, he wants to show himself, he wants to show off what he can do, because he didn't get the opportunity to do it in the first race, unfortunately. So now is his time to shine, and we are gonna have a look at what's going to happen here. Do you want to join the racing and the action that you're seeing here right now? The Discord server is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And there are blinkers up there. I think that is a back marker, maybe. No, it isn't. Oh yeah, it is. It is Flecky. It's showing a back marker that he needs to get that he needs to pass. Let him pass. But I don't know who that is. He isn't letting him pass, and that's going to be frustrating. That is not. The marshals are definitely. Well, the stewards are definitely going to have a look at that. And that's Flecky going very wide, I think. No, it's the back marker going very wide. A little bit cheeky, but Flecky nevertheless didn't lose that much time on it. He lost a little bit of time, but nevertheless it's going to be a great race here. We see Disco McDisco face trying to make sure that I think he's driving on a pad, but nevertheless he's trying to get in front of everybody. Disco McDisco face here making sure he doesn't hit that wall, and that's still 2 seconds. And we see here Flecky who's lost a little bit of time on that delta, also a little bit because of the back marker. You saw him flashing as well, flashing his lights to the back marker. 2.5 seconds is the time differential between everything. And John and DJP in the meantime are 4 minutes or even 3 minutes from everything else. Well, John Boy obviously the one who crashed, I think, heavily. And DJP, I don't know what happened with him. But apparently they are going head to head, and you can see there is a battle between yeah, there was a battle here somewhere. But yeah, HAM Elite, we are seeing him at least. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Aussie Albi, the one that we haven't seen in a while, our Australian, also in the fort. He is the one being ahead, at least in the circuit, of HJM, and he needs to make sure that he gets out of the way so that HAM doesn't lose as much time as he does when being behind a back marker. This is incredible stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you follow, and leave a like as well on the subscription. And my controller disconnected. Jesus Christ, I thought it was gonna be something much worse just for a second there. Oof, take a breather, sub. Take a breather. We're fine. JR back here in the in the lead. Well, no, JR, in what position is he? He's 7th. 6 seconds away from Ukbar. And HJM Elite being swerving like normal. And you see how HJM, I don't think that the other one, I don't remember who it was in the Ford, was this comfortable. He has the same type of spin that they have at the back. But the great thing about that is that they, HAM knows how to control that. He knows what to do with the back of his car, even if it's a little bit of a slide that he gets. But he manages to control that well, and that is what makes the difference between a great driver who can control everything in his car and a driver who makes an unfortunate accident, which can happen to everybody, unfortunately. Lap 22, HJM is still on. Disco McDisco Face being behind Flecky. I don't know why I continued on with HJM, but here Disco McDisco Face being behind Flecky, but Flecky is losing a lot of time. I wonder if he has any damage on his car. It doesn't seem to be that way. He's just being slow. Maybe a lack of confidence due to an accident or something like that might have happened. And I welcome all the viewers that are watching this stream right now. It's going to be a great stream. Well, it is a great stream, considering the circumstances within. But yeah, Disco McDisco Face trying to overtake his. I think that's another Ferrari in front of him as well. Yeah, that is. So they're both with different setups, maybe, but they both have the same specs, making it an interesting race. Disco McDisco Face looking at the mirror, looking at the rear, and it's HAM still, who's now already in lap 23, and the rest of them and them as well. Only, I think, 3 laps to go, and you can see Flecky making a tiny mistake, going a little bit on the grass. He doesn't seem to be as confident as Disco with that Ferrari, and Disco takes advantage of that, but Flecky does not give up. Flecky really late on that braking, but beautifully mastered. And this is gonna be an issue for Disco, because Disco obviously he says, "Come on, man, I'm confident. I know how to handle this car. Let me through," even though that sets you back into second. And Flecky says no. That's as easy as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Flecky not willing to give up, even though he might be a little bit slower, and he's leaving him a little bit on the outside, and there is a little bit of a push and a bang, and that leaves Flecky against the wall. I don't know what that flickering was just now at Disco McDisco Face's car. Maybe a sign of gratitude, a sign of thank you, or a sign of I'm happy I made the car in one piece. But after that push and after that contact, but beautiful racing still here in Motive Racing. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there for a second. Flecky is losing a lot of time, but I think Flecky is the type of guy that needs that push. He needs that slipstream, and he needs to know that there is a guy in front of him in order to get that push mentally. However, he is 1 second behind, and that's going to be still a very, very interesting race. Let us know your thoughts. Show some support on the stream, both on Twitch and on YouTube. Show some love as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we're gonna make sure that you will be featured here in Motive Racing. Also join the Discord, and yeah, I think Flecky kind of thinks that it's lost, but Ukbar here with Smithy sorry, my flu and the screaming is not really good for my voice, but Ukbar here beautifully mastering that, and JR Lock and Load, who had that terrible accident. Oh, and there is Aussie. Is that Aussie having to let a guy by? Yeah, it is. It looks like it. I think that's HJM that he needs to let by. And does he do so? Yeah, he does. He does beautifully. He does beautifully. And of course, that's going to ruin his lap delta. But HJM Elite here on the last lap of Watkins Glen. And it's been a heck of a ride for drivers. And oh, and he's making a mistake. He made a mistake last lap, and that's with full damage. That is not what you want. That is not what you want, and that means that Disco McDisco Face might want to take advantage of that. That is incredible. HJM on the last lap makes one mistake. However, he manages to control it, and I think that with 19 seconds separating both of them, there's not going to be much of an issue on HJM's part, unless he makes more mistakes. But then again, we don't know McDisco Face. If he has any damage on his car, I don't believe he does. But yeah, we are looking now here. And that is HJM Elite on first place. Congratulations to HJM Elite on being first and enjoying that first win in GTEs. In the meantime, we see Disco McDisco Face here also on the last corner. And he is coming home for second place. Waving, flickering his lights. Sorry. Jesus. Anyway, Crocs here also in a Ford. I think it's a Ford Ferrari or something like that. But yeah, Crocs here as well, coming in third place. And Flecky, unfortunately, 4 seconds behind after an amazing battle, takes on fourth here as well, and he makes a crash out of it. Of course he does. Of course he does. And that is Smithy and Ukbar, who are battling here at the last lap. But both of them have penalties. I don't know how many. We see here 4 or 3 seconds. Thank you very much, Andy. And that will mean that... Does that mean that... Yeah, that means that Thingy just made it. Just about. Wow, Flecky and Uk... I think he just made it. With that 1 second that he had. That 1 second advantage that he had. And JR Lock and Load takes the rest of the field. I don't know if my Discord is going to work. If it is... Andy, if you could come over here, it might work. Well, in the meantime, we see here HJM Elite. The Brit is first. Disco McDisco Face, our Swiss, is second. I think he's British actually, but whatever. Guy Crocs, our Canadian, who's going in quarantine, is in who's going in self-isolation because his country is going in self-isolation, is in third. Flecky in fourth. Then it's a British 5th, 6th, 7th, you name it, 9th till 10th. And I think, considering all the things, it's been a great race, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank you all for watching another race here at Watkins Glen, here at Motive Racing. If you liked it, please join our Discord. Give us some love. Leave a like. Leave us subscribe. And follow us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/motiveracing.com. Well, twitch.tv/motiveracing. I was Seb. I was with Andy. He is the best race director you could ever imagine. I thank you for everything, and I thank you as well for your patience while we're going through these technical difficulties. And I apologize as well for these technical difficulties. One special apology goes to Andy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next race, which is tomorrow with the Renault Clio Cups, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Discord is still down for Andrew, unfortunately. But we'll see if we can get him to talk over the party chat. Maybe in oh wait, whoa. Maybe over we'll cut maybe through the waiting room. I will see if we can get Andy on the line here. Let's see if we can do this, ladies and gentlemen. What? No, because they cannot hear you, I think. Wait, wait, let's try something. Could you say something? Wait, let's see. Wait, give me a second. Yeah, they cannot hear you. They cannot hear you, unfortunately. Wait, let me get out of here. We will speak.
Let's try something.
But there will be a huge delay. And you have the floor. You say whatever you want to say before we close the stream down.
They cannot hear you, unfortunately. Wait, let me get out of here.
No, Seb.
Speak. Let's try something, but there will be a huge delay. And you have the floor. You say whatever you want to say before we out of here.
No, Seb.
Alright. Well, we'll leave the stream. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work. But I appreciate.
Obviously, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for staying with us. We had a few technical issues. Discord went down, and that's what we were using to communicate over. Thank you everybody for joining us.